Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome to Morning Intentions. Today is Thursday, February 12th, and we're keeping on with our month of alignment with self. That's our theme all this month. Today, we wanted to share a key ingredient, for alignment with self. We have to, hopefully can, get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
At the beginning.
We have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. When we're aligning with ourselves and we're looking towards our values, our limits, our energy, and our truth, going back to our working definition, when we're first starting out aligning with ourselves, it's going to feel uncomfortable because we haven't done it. If we've self-abandoned and we've allowed people to badger us into saying yes, when we know in our hearts we want to say no.
Or when we say what is true for us and we get a lot of pushback or boundary destroying behavior toward us.
When we choose to align ourselves with our own values. When we honor our capacity and our energy level, when we speak our truth and stick to it and stand by it. If we've never done that before or have done it only when it's safe, it's going to feel strange. It's going to be uncomfortable when we live from that space throughout the day. I'll give a little example going back to this whole saying no and self-abandonment stuff. It's always been a lot easier to say no to Annette because she's a safe person. She's not scary. She did honor and respect the no, so it was okay to say no. It doesn't feel uncomfortable to say no to Annette. But other people where it has felt scary, there was no respect for no. It felt strange. It felt scary. I could feel my heart racing when I stood by myself, when I stood up for myself, when I stood for me. It was scary. It felt strange. It felt strange to stick with it. There was that little pull of, well, maybe you should just say yes. Maybe you should just go along. Then there'd be the other voice. No. You already made it out. Don't go back in. Don't do that to yourself. It feels uncomfortable when we're starting to align with ourselves. So to get comfortable with it being uncomfortable is that understanding. Okay, this is going to feel strange. It's going to feel different. But I know in my heart I'm aligning with myself, so I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let that feeling of discomfort pull me back into the same old rut. Because that's what happens. And we see it so much in coaching. And this is what we help our clients with, help coach them out of this. They will start saying their truth. They will start sharing what's on their hearts. And then they walk it back. Oh, yes, this is what I really want to do with my life. Oh, no, but I could never do that. Oh, this is who I really would love to marry. Oh no, but my family would never accept them. Oh, it breaks our hearts, doesn't it?
It does.
Because we all know. I want to believe we all know what is our true selves, who we are really aligning with. But then we have the expectations, the outcomes, the peacekeeping to do in our families and at work and with our friendship groups and our churches and our other communities, and becomes that pressure to self-abandon. So it's going to feel strange. It's going to feel different, but just roll with it. I promise you, even though Annette started us off this month, it's so painful. And I was at the end of last week saying, well, let's be a little hopeful. Let's be a little hopeful.
It is painful, though.
It is painful,
when
yes.
you're first starting, it is very painful. And then if you don't do it, you end up like I did, where you get completely burned out. And then you get to this place where I'm empty. So yesterday I used the phrase, I don't care. And what I meant by that is I don't feel the need to prove my authentic self to anyone anymore. And if you give me pushback about that, I'm completely fine explaining where I'm coming from, sharing what's going on inside, if it's a safe relationship. But the self-abandonment, year after year after year, decade after decade, it leads to emptiness. And it leads to, I don't even know who I am. It leads to, I don't have any more gas in the tank. And that's where then maybe people would take even what you would call very drastic actions in terms of severing relationships or showing up in ways that aren't consistent with how they want to show up. That's why when we listen and we notice, becoming aligned with that is essential so that we don't get to the place of burnout, so that we don't get to the place of blowing our top everywhere we go or recoiling.
I would say what you're describing as your experience is like a mask burnout. Just completely
I've never heard it put like
burned
that.
out from wearing a mask. It's like, I'm done and I'm tearing this thing off. Maybe I'm flipping a few birds while I'm doing it, but I'm just so over.
Okay, now that's you. I wouldn't flip birds. But what I would do is go like more inside. What I wanted to share though is when we say we need to become comfortable being uncomfortable, we're doing this and we're saying, okay, let's speak up. Let's recognize what alignment would look like. Let's honor that before we get to this place of burnout or before we file for divorce. And that's not really what we want. Let's make sure that we're listening and we're noticing, and then we're aligning with that so that we don't show up in ways that we don't want to show up in, or we don't get to this place of burnout that many people get to. That's what we're really wanting all of us to do. And I remind myself, like, I'm not burned out now, but I have been burned out. And that's why I really can't go to this place where I'm hustling for my worth, wanting to make sure that I'm pleasing everybody. I can't do that anymore. I have to be clear about what's going on inside of me so that when I show up with you, you know that I'm being honest. You know that I'm just not saying something in hopes that you'll like me. That I'm not saying something so that you'll love me. I can't go to that place. I have to be true to me. And I do believe we all have to do this. It's a practice. I'm still practicing this, of course. But that's how we show up, and it is uncomfortable until it starts becoming more comfortable. So tomorrow's our reflection day. Ada, I want, if you don't mind, I would love it if you could explain to us how you conquered your fear.
Okay, we'll do that for our reflection.
That sounds great, because I think we could all learn from your experience.
But until then, our intention for today is, I will get comfortable being uncomfortable. I will get comfortable being uncomfortable. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.